When your dog sleeps with you, do you actually know what they're trying to tell you? Yes, it feels warm. It feels sweet. But behind that closeness, there is something far deeper that most dog owners never stop to think about. Sleeping beside you is one of the most emotionally loaded things your dog can do. And if you misread what it means, which most people do, completely without realizing it, you could be missing messages your dog has been trying to send you for years. Let's start with the one thing almost every owner gets completely wrong. Point 1. It was never about warmth. So why does your dog actually sleep with you? Most people assume it's simple. Dogs are pack animals. You're the pack. End of story. But here's what that explanation misses entirely. Your dog has options. The couch, the floor vent, that sunny patch by the window, the pile of laundry you left on the chair. If warmth or comfort were all they wanted, they have choices. So why do they keep choosing you? Because sleep is when a dog is at their most exposed. In the wild, sleeping is dangerous. Every predator knows a resting animal is the easiest target. Every survival instinct a dog carries tells them to find somewhere hidden, somewhere defended, somewhere safe. And yet your dog walks past every quiet corner in your home and climbs into bed with a human who is 10 times louder, bigger, and less predictable than they are. That is not about body heat. That is trust. Trust so deep it overrides their oldest instincts. A study published in Current Biology found that dogs form genuine attachment bonds with their owners that closely mirror the bonds human infants form with their caregivers. Researchers tested 59 dog-owner pairs using the same procedure designed to measure bonding in human infants and observed the same behavioral patterns across both species. The findings also revealed that dogs use their owners as a secure base, a place their nervous system returns to when the world feels uncertain. When your dog chooses to sleep beside you, they are telling you something they have no words for. You are my safe place. You are where my guard comes down. And by the way, there's something your dog does with their body during sleep that most owners see every single night and never fully understand. It's the most unguarded thing your dog will ever show you. We'll get to it near the end, and once you see it for what it is, you will never look at bedtime the same way again. Point 2. They chose their position on purpose. Have you ever paid attention to exactly where your dog positions themselves when they sleep next to you? Not just that they're there, but the specific spot. Which side of the bed? Whether they face the door or press their back against you. Whether they sleep across your legs or tuck themselves under your arm. Most people never think about this. But once you do, you can't unsee it. Dogs are descendants of animals who slept in groups for protection. And even the most pampered house dog still carries that ancient wiring. Position during sleep is never random. It's strategic. If your dog sleeps between you and the bedroom door, they have placed themselves as the first line of defense. In their mind, anything coming through that door reaches them before it reaches you. That's not coincidence. That's a choice. If your dog sleeps pressed against your back or legs, that's contact guarding. They want to feel your movement. If something changes, if you shift, if you tense up, if you get up, they know instantly their body is calibrated to yours. Researcher Christy Hoffman at Canisius College surveyed nearly 1,000 women and found that people feel more secure and less disturbed sleeping alongside a dog than alongside another human, and the dogs were calmer too. Your dog isn't just sleeping next to you, they're standing watch in the quietest, warmest, most devoted way they know how. And hey, if you're looking at your dog differently right now, hit like and subscribe so we can reach more dog owners who want to understand what their dog is actually trying to say. Point 3. Every sleep position is a message. Does your dog curl into a tight ball, sprawl out like they own the whole bed, sleep with their chin resting on your arm, tuck their nose under your knee? Each of these is telling you something different. And most owners have no idea there's a language happening. The tight curl. Nose tucked to tail, paws drawn in, taking up as little space as possible. This is a protective posture inherited directly from wild ancestors who slept in the open. Your dog feels safe enough to be near you but is holding a small piece of themselves in reserve. It's trust with a thin layer of caution still underneath. The full sprawl. Legs out, belly up or sideways, body relaxed into the mattress. This is the most vulnerable position a dog can take. The belly holds their vital organs. No dog in the wild exposes that area unless they feel completely, unconditionally safe. If your dog sleeps this way next to you, they have made a biological decision that nothing bad will happen to them in your presence. The pressed against you position. When your dog wedges themselves into the smallest space between your legs or tucks under your arm, that's not them being clingy. That's devotion. They want zero distance between you. That is the strongest statement a dog can make without a single sound. And the back turned to you. Some owners feel hurt by this. They shouldn't. In the animal world, turning your back to someone is one of the highest forms of trust. It means they don't need to watch you. They already know you're safe. That's not rejection. That's the deepest compliment your dog knows how to give. Point 4, they know when you're not okay. Have you ever had one of those days where you didn't tell anyone anything, you just came home, went quiet, and went to bed and your dog was suddenly glued to you? That is not your imagination, and it is not a coincidence. Dogs are extraordinarily tuned into the emotional state of the people they're bonded with. A study from the University of Naples found that dogs can detect changes in their owner's cortisol levels, the hormone your body releases under stress, through scent alone. Before you say a word, before your face changes, your dog already knows. This is why some owners notice their dog sleeping heavier on top of them during a hard week. Why they follow you from room to room when you're struggling. Why they press their head into your chest on the nights you feel most alone. He's not being needy. He's responding to something real. And here is what makes this even more extraordinary. Dogs are not obligated to comfort anyone. They have no social contract, no duty to stay, no reason that benefits them to lie next to a sad, quiet human when they could be stretched out on the cool kitchen floor. So when your dog shows up for you on your worst nights, it is a pure, unchosen, freely given act. That is what love looks like when there are no words for it. Point 5. They change their whole schedule for you. Have you ever wondered why your dog seems to wake up right when you do and wind down exactly when you go to bed? Dogs are naturally most alert at dawn and dusk. It's when their ancestors hunted. It's when their instincts push them to be active, not asleep. And yet bonded dogs do something remarkable. They override their own wiring. Research published in scientific reports found that dogs living closely with their owners gradually shift their sleep-wake cycles to mirror their humans. They stay calm and settled during the day. They sleep deeper at night, not because it's natural for them, but because that's when you're available. Think about that for a second. Your dog's internal clock, built across millennia of evolution, gets quietly rewritten just to be in sync with you. That's why they greet you before your alarm goes off. That's why they know your footsteps in the driveway. They've learned your rhythm, and they've chosen to live inside it. That is not training. That is not habit. That is a living creature reshaping itself around the person it loves most. Point 6. A sudden change is never just a mood. What if your dog, who has slept beside you every night for months or years, suddenly stops? Maybe they start sleeping on the floor, or in another room, or they circle the bed and then just lie down in the hallway instead. Most owners think, he's just in a mood. Maybe it's the heat. Maybe something spooked him. But here is what veterinary behaviorists want every dog owner to know. A sudden, sustained change in sleeping behavior is one of the earliest signals that something is wrong. Dogs are masters at concealing pain and illness. They don't limp dramatically. They don't cry at the vet. They don't come to you and ask for help. What they do is quietly change their routine. And the sleep routine is often the very first thing that shifts. If your dog moves away from you and starts sleeping alone, it could mean physical discomfort. They don't want to be accidentally bumped or touched in a painful area. If they suddenly start sleeping on top of you when they never did before, they may be seeking warmth because their body is struggling to regulate temperature. If they choose a hiding spot under the bed, behind furniture, that is a classic sign of a dog who is either in pain or experiencing significant stress. The point is not to panic every time your dog shifts positions. But if the change lasts more than a few days, especially alongside quieter behavior, less appetite, or less eye contact, that is your dog whispering that something is not right. Point 7. What they show you in deep sleep. Remember at the beginning, when I said there's something your dog does during sleep that most owners see every night and never truly understand? Here it is. When your dog reaches deep sleep beside you, something shifts. Their paws start to twitch. Their legs move like they're running somewhere only they can see. A small sound escapes a whimper, a soft bark, barely audible. Their body relaxes so completely that they seem to melt into the mattress. That is the most unguarded state your dog will ever be in, and they chose to reach it right next to you. Think about what that actually means. Dogs are alert animals. Every instinct they carry, bred across thousands of years beside humans, but also before humans, tells them to stay aware, to stay ready, to never fully let go. In the wild, an animal in deep REM sleep is defenseless, completely defenseless. Because REM sleep, that strange, vulnerable state where the mind is alive with dreams, where the body goes still, where awareness disappears, is not something an animal enters lightly. A study published in Applied Animal Behavior Science found that dogs only enter true REM sleep in environments where they feel entirely safe, not just comfortable, but safe. It is a biological threshold. Their nervous system will not cross it unless every signal in their body tells them the place and the person beside them can be trusted completely. You are the safest place in my entire world. Not the bed, not the house, not the food bowl, or the favorite toy, or the warm floor vent. It's you, and they show you that every single night. Most owners never realize they're watching it happen. Now you do.